forward to their shrimp scampi all day.
Why do you think I chose this place?
I gave her another quick hug, and then together we made our way toward the table where Eli and Everett were waiting.
Dolan, glad you could make it,
Eli said, as he stood to shake my hand. Of course. Anything for Tasha, I said, and gave her a pointed look. She knew what I meant, and gave me a wink in return.
Dolan,
Everett finally said as a greeting when Eli sat back down. Everett, I replied just as curtly. Neither of us made an attempt to shake hands.
There. That wasn't so hard, was it?
Tasha asked. I need a drink, I announced.
Like shoving a splinter under my nail,
Everett said at the same time. I wanted to scoff at his answer, but I was proud of myself for keeping it in. As if he'd know what splinters under fingernails would feel like. I bet he'd never done any sort of manual labor in his entire life.
You're making progress already. Last time we all got together, Everett compared it to standing on hot lava, and Dolan announced he'd rather shove his head in a meat grinder.
Eli reminded us. Oh, yes. Loads of progress, I said drolly, and flagged down the waitress. Since none of us needed to look at the menu, we placed our order, and I turned to pin my gaze on Tasha. Out with it. Did you get the promotion you were wanting? I asked her.
I know what it is,
Everett announced, cutting off Tasha's chance to answer me.
Eli, you finally decided to go out on your own, didn't you?
Or, I said more forcefully, Tasha got the promotion.
Why does it have to be about her? Eli works just as hard as she does.
I practically snarled at him. I didn't say he wasn't a hard worker, so I don't appreciate that implication.
He called saying he had something to tell me, so why wouldn't I think it's about him?
Everett shot back.
Guys, Tasha groaned, can you two get along for at least an hour?
I smiled sheepishly at my best friend. My bad. I'll try my best to restrain myself. Everett tried to cover a snort with a cough, and I shot daggers in his direction.
Sorry, I swallowed wrong. I'll try to as well.
Great. The waitress returned with our drinks, and I gladly took the gin and tonic from her to toss back a large swallow. The burn from the alcohol was just what I needed to get through the rest of the dinner, and we hadn't even gotten to the biscuits yet. Luckily, she had a basket of them on the tray just waiting for me to grab one. Eli steered the conversation toward what he considered safer territory, the weather. I continued to shove bites of flaky biscuit in my mouth every time Everett flashed his pearly whites or made a remark about the barometric pressure. At the rate I was going, I'd finish the entire basket and be halfway through a second before my meal arrived. He was a veterinarian, not a goddamn meteorologist, for fuck's sake. What did he know about barometric pressure?
What about you, Dolan? Tasha asked, capturing my attention.
What are we talking about? I asked.
I asked if you had any plans for the weekend.
Oh, I was thinking about going out of town to visit Seth. Tasha beamed.
How is he?
My smile softened at the mention of my baby brother. He's doing good, now, I told her. I didn't bother to mention that his last semester of school had been rough on him, and he called me in a panic about possibly dropping out. I had a feeling he was just missing home, so I decided to make a surprise trip up to see him.
Well, he's lucky to have you.
Thanks, Tosh. That means a lot. I felt Everett's penetrating gaze on me, and I returned it with a questioning one of my own. He quickly averted his eyes and turned back to Eli so they could continue talking about possible storms over the weekend and if they could get in a quick round of golf. Why Eli was friends with such a putz like him, I'd never understand. He was a pompous, narcissistic pain in my—
Shrimp scampi?
The waitress asked, cutting into my internal rant. Right here, I replied eagerly, and my mouth watered when she set the plate in front of me. I didn't bother to wait for anyone else to get their plate before I dug into mine. I was famished, even though I had devoured enough.